everyone, it's Kelsey here, and today I'm going to work with some of the new Heidi Swapp cards. I got out a bunch of kind of mixed media style tools and goodies, and I'm going to work with the watercolor set. So that comes with some watercolor cards and some canvas and some wood veneer and some like the color shine paper, like the color magic paper. So I started out by getting some of these distress inks or distress paints out, and I decided to see how they would look with the canvas. And I really liked the way this turned out. I thought it turned out really cool, and it was something different for the canvas. So the only problem I had was that I didn't get enough blue because it kept mixing. So yeah, and it does dry kind of subtle, so you have to be careful of that. If you want a really bold color, you might want to do more. But I decided I would go ahead and do one of the watercolor cards in this style and see how that turned out. And I did like the way that turned out too. I accidentally left the card on top of a wet baby wipe though, and it kind of left, it almost looks like grease stains. I know it's not because, you know, well, I guess maybe it could be because I don't know what's in wipes exactly. But anyway, it just left these little marks. So it didn't come out as nice as I wanted it to, but it's still definitely usable. And then I'm going to use a lot of color in this project, and a lot of the color shine. So I just sprayed some of that onto that card, and that's going to make a really pretty filler card. And it did kind of blend, so it's kind of pink and purple and blue. And I apologize. You're going to see me clean my mat like a million times during this video because, you know, I just sprayed so much and I was using paints and it just got really messy. So this is the Mr. Huey's Gold, and I had seen Heidi Swapp do this in like an Instagram photo, I think, and it just gives a nice subtle shimmer with some gold polka dots on top of that craft. So that I don't know if I said that all the way, but it was Mr. Huey's Gold, not Heidi Swapp's Color Shine, which I thought I had some of hers, but I guess I just had the Mr. Huey's. But it worked great, and it's got some nice shimmer to it. So here I'm going to use a different technique, and I like the way it turned out, but I don't love it. These are some just regular star stickers that I received in my little goodie bag from Studio Calico whenever I signed up for another 6 months, and I sprayed them with a little bit of navy color shine. And I got really messy during this process, and I sprayed too much, so I had some overspray issues. But basically, I just used those stencils as kind of a mask, I guess you would say. And then as I was spraying it, I thought, oh, that would be really pretty to put just on the card, kind of like I did with the distress paints. It didn't turn out quite as nice as with the distress paints. I don't know if there just wasn't enough liquid to it, or if that's just the way the card turned out. But I do kind of like that navy color shine on there, and I decided to add some of the peach on there as well, just to give it some contrast, I guess you would say. It kind of turned out to be kind of Broncos colors, which isn't really my favorite, so I decided to add gold on there to kind of make it a little bit different, but the gold didn't show up very well. And yes, if you want to know, I'm both a Patriots fan and a Chiefs fan. So I root with my dad and with my husband. So I'm sorry I'm not a Broncos fan. Sorry guys. Anyway, so I just peeled those stickers off, and that's how the card turned out. Again, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. The stars didn't come out as crisp as I would have liked because they were just stickers. They weren't like a stencil or a mask or anything. But yeah, it was alright. So this one I just put some spray on there, and that comes out better in person. I don't know why on the video it looks paler than it does in person. And on this one I used a little bit of peach and a little bit of teal, I think, and it comes out kind of coppery looking, which normally I'm not a huge fan of, but I did like it on this design. So sometimes it's fun to try something different. And if you normally follow my channel, you know that I put pictures up on my blog. So if you ever want to see stuff in greater detail, normally it's on my blog. In this instance, I didn't put it up on my blog because there's just so many cards. I didn't want to take a million photos. I got kind of lazy. So normally, if you want to see still photos, they're over on my blog. and you can head on over there. I always include a link in the comment section below. So here I thought I would use some fiber paste. I wanted to use some embossing paste, but I don't have any. It's one of those that's always on my list, but I had this fiber paste that I was going to use, but it turns out that it was like solid. I could not get it to work at all, so I just had to throw it away. So instead I just decided to mist on that light pink card, and I don't know if I like that or not. The navy and the light pink, it just kind of looks a little weird together. But I'll probably just cover it up a little bit, or maybe use the opposite side. It's not really that big of a deal. And here I went to rinse that stencil off and get more paper towels because I did not have enough paper towels in my stash. So I'm gone for a long time, and then I come back. And I used a ton of baby wipes and paper towels on this. And my hands were sticky and inky all night. Even after washing them, they were still inky. But that color shine is just very sticky. So there, I want to use one of those stencils, but I put it aside, and I decided to go with the watercolors. And that's what else I was doing. I was getting water for the watercolors. And this card, I just kept it really simple. It is a watercolor card, so it stayed nice and sturdy even after watercoloring. So I do like the way that turned out, and it dries and it comes out really pretty. And in this, I decided to use the stencil on, and I had seen somebody painting over a stencil just a couple of days ago, and I thought I would give it a try, and I thought it would turn out horrible, but spoiler alert, it actually turns out alright. You do have to make sure you don't have too much water on the brush because you don't want it to seep underneath that stencil, but overall this came out pretty crisp and clear, especially for me just holding it, and I really like the way the color turned out. I probably should have used something gold on there, like a spray mist, but at that point I was kind of tired of cleaning up so much spray, so I thought I'd do something different and work with the watercolors. So, like I said, I like the way that one turned out, and that yellow is really bright, so maybe I can add some color, or not color shine, a Wink of Stella glitter brush pen. Maybe I'll add that too over the top, so it'll kind of give it some glitter. So this card, it's one of the Color Magic cards, and I decided to watercolor over it and see how that would work. And I do like the way it turned out because, of course, you can wipe the high off after it dries a little bit. And then there was this design on the side, so I thought I would go in with a different color, and that's where I just didn't like it. And then I added more green, and I like it even less. So I don't know if I'll end up using that card or not. I might redo it. There's 2 of each card in the set, so I might redo that one with just the purple, or maybe purple all over, or maybe just purple on the high. I'm not sure yet. And on this here and now, I was gonna do the same technique where you watercolor over it, but the stencil was just too detailed, or too small, I guess, and I could just tell that it wasn't turning out very well, which was, you know, obviously a disappointment. It turned out, I mean, it would have turned out alright, but I decided to go in a different direction and just watercolor all over the card. And I have to admit, I don't like the way this turned out. It was just kind of boring with the watercoloring. I mean, and it looked really streaky. Like, I wanted a bold blue to cover up those little triangles, but I don't know. It just didn't work out very good. I ended up throwing that card away, I'm going to be honest, because there was nothing I could really do with it. So I'm going to leave that to the side to dry, and I'm going to play with one of the stamps that I got, and I really love this stamp set. I think it's going to come out great. I thought it was a little too small at first, but then whenever I stamped out the sentiment, I was like, oh, that actually is the perfect size for a Project Life card, and that would just be a nice and easy filler card. So I would definitely be using that one, and I'll probably be making more of it. So here I go, trying to make this card better, and I didn't. I don't know, it just looks like it's got chicken pox or something. So yeah, like I said, that's the one that I threw away. And I'm just gonna show you guys some more of the cards, or all the cards that I made, and show you guys, lay them all out so you can see all of them. But I just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse into some of these new Project Life cards from Heidi Swapp and what you could do with them. So please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you like this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again really soon. Have a great day.